Weapons. Do they make the man, or are they just a tool? How important are they to the world of Project Moon? In a world where abnormalities and distortions can bend the rules of reality and pull people into special dungeons, what use are normal weapons? Well, today I thought it would be fun to look at the base IDs in the game and break down just how useful their weapons would really be in a world where ego gear exists. Should it be laughed at, or can we respect the grind? We're not going to find out with me yapping here, so let's get into it. And first up on our list of weapons that are ranked and explained is the humble baseball bat. I mean, come on, Heathcliff is a badass. He comes in, he's got his baseball bat, he can do a lot of damage, but when you look at things from an objective perspective, it's a baseball bat. Of all the tools turned weapons that you can actually go around your house and find, yes, the baseball bat has reach. But I mean, so does a golf club. And unlike the baseball bat, which spreads out the damage, golf club is narrow and to the point and can more easily break bones. A little bit of a home defense tip for you guys out there. However, let's look at it from this perspective. Baseball bats, they spread out the damage, right? Like I was saying, you might be able to break a rib, do some damage here or there. But when it comes to baseball bats and all their negativity that I would like to say for this particular list, just look at Negan from The Walking Dead and what he did to Glenn. It took several hits for him to finish that man off. Sadly, when it comes to Heathcliff's favorite weapon, it's more of a tool, and he's what makes it the weapon, not the weapon that makes the man. You know what would make you guys all manly and awesome? Yeah, that's right. If you would like this video and hey, hit the damn subscribe button. We're trying to break at least 10,000 by the end of the year and 15,000 to make me a happy camper. So do that already, guys. With that being said, let's move on to the second weapon on this list, and it's not a weapon. It's a piece of defense. It's meant to protect your hands while holding an actual weapon. It's Moresalt's gauntlets. Oh, Holden, I hear you say, why'd you put a fucking gauntlet after a baseball bat? Here's why I'll tell you, okay? While a baseball bat can be used as a weapon, it is not ideal to be used as a weapon. Whereas gauntlets do have a versatility and were kind of used if you were weaponless in the medieval ages. I mean, it'd be preferable to pick up a fucking shield and shield bash somebody. But you can at least, because they are metal gauntlets with Moresalt, you can grab a blade, you can freaking deflect some stuff if you're, skilled enough for that. Moresalt's a big guy, he's pretty strong, and while this is not a 𝐜𝐤𝐼𝐴, put in the hands of someone who actually knows how to fight, I can see a gauntleted fist being pretty devastating. However, I could be argued with to move it into the 12th place, if you guys want to in the comment section below. Something that can't be argued with, though, is that knife beats something that's not a weapon, so at least we come to our first real weapon in the humble knife. People collect them, people use them to cut their food, people shiv people with them. Knives are cool, they can be hidden and used to great effect. I mean, hell, there's even a 21 feet rule that people with firearms training are taught when it comes to handling someone with a knife, but it's not very helpful when it comes to the massive monsters. I mean, hell, not even very helpful against human-sized monsters. Ask the guy from Predator. But all joking aside, the reason the knife hits our number 10 spot is because it's been used as a weapon in history. It hasn't been used as a defensive primary tool, it hasn't been used as a suit of armor, and it's not out there for people to smack balls over fences with. But you know when no one will have any problem with me placing in our 9th spot? An axe. Yes, the tool used for cutting down trees. But it's also been on the battlefield almost as long as it has been a tool for cutting down trees. I mean, you know what world you're in, right? You're in Project Moon. You know what you have to fight a lot of? Pekatula. You know what they have? Either multiple arms, slithery arms, or hard carapaces. You know what's good at penetrating all those? A goddamn axe. So, Rodya's weapon, while it's not high up on the list, it is a very serviceable weapon that anyone can bring into battle, and, you can find it next to any woodman's shop. Finally, stepping away from things that you could find at Dick's Sporting Goods or Home Depot, we have the kopis, the first weapon actually to be a full-on, only used for warfare weapon is at number 8. And what can I say? The Greeks used it to great effect back in their own wars. It's got a nice heavy slashing ability. It's not going to make it through some of the heavier armors like your fucking rock Pekatula, or anyone who's wearing any kind of ego mesh that is like anti-slash. I don't know very much about the ego meshes. A lot of people just keep telling me they've got a bunch of really cool effects on them. Anyway, so we finally have a weapon, and I mean, can you argue with my placement? It has short reach, but it is a powerful weapon in the right hands. And that's why the 𝐸│ has to be number 8. It just doesn't have the reach or the versatility to really get through a lot of what it's going to need to in the world of Project Moon. You know, a weapon that does have reach and versatility? I don't know how well it's going to be on, like, say, because this isn't a video about how effective the sinners are with their weapons, but how effective the weapons are as weapons. But that would be Gregor's arm. Versatility? It can shapeshift slightly into whatever, you know, bend around a reach, freaking extend into more of a spear thing. It's got it covered. It is an adaptability weapon. And in a world where things change and you might need to poke something really far away or hit something really hard up close, Gregor's arm is basically a jack of all, well, trades when it comes to an arm. I know I put Moresalt's gauntlet in 11, but Moresalt's gauntlet can't turn into a scythe and cut people down. And honestly, out of all the weapons in this entire list, this was the hardest one to place. Call it biased, call it me being a weeb, call it me spending 4 years in Japan while I was in the Navy. But when it comes to number 6 on this list, if you haven't guessed it yet, it is the katana. This thing I would not classify as a katana and almost an odachi just due to its length. Yes, I know that the love of my life, you know, good old Ryoshu, doesn't use the blade. But for everyone else who would have it, they would use the damn blade. So, what makes the katana special? It's a massive slashing weapon, so it runs into the same issues that the 𝐸│ does. However, unlike the 𝐸│, this particular katana, odachi, whatever the hell you want to call it, is super freaking long. Definitely able to reach through a lot of other opponents. It can probably chop off all those pectoral limbs. It could probably easily, if it would just be unsheathed for 1 second by Ryoshu, cut down some of the bigger hitters that they've had to fight. And that is why, oh, and plus, I mean, come on, you freaking nerds. You know you love your katanas, and that is why the katana is sitting at number 6. While I was first making this list, my dumbass remembered only one thing about our favorite seafarer, and that is her spending hours sharpening a damn harpoon. However, did you guys remember her actual weapons, a shield and mace? Ishmael brings in the shield and mace at number 5, and the great thing about this one, it's offense and defense. Yes, you can deflect weapons with your katana, but you're going to damage the blade. Yes, the 𝐸│ is, you know, same thing, but those weapons were tended to be used in like a failing situation as a go-to after your spear or whatever broke. As it stands to this day, spears are still the king of the medieval battlefield, but having the ability to defend and break through hard carapace with the mace is the only reason Ishmael's weapons, her shield and her mace, beat the katana or even the versatility of Gregor's arm, placing it squarely in the number 5 spot. Now for all you guys who were calling me a damn weeb earlier, alright, I'll have you know the number 4 position is going to the Zweihander. I mean, I might be of European descent, but the Zweihander has always had a special place in any Souls aficionado's heart. And let's face it, there's a massive misconception when it comes to large swords, that they're slow and unwieldy, but if you go back and you look at how they were used, they were one of the few weapons that were good at chopping off the heads of spears. They were made to be able to go in and shock troop. Yeah, they weren't the greatest at going up against plate mail, but unlike the katana, which another misconception here. Katanas can stab, it's just not the best thing to use them for. The Zweihander has a nice point at the end that can be used to stab through using a technique called half-handing heavy armors. You can cut things down from a distance. You've got a nice area of defense you can set up by swinging that thing around properly. Zweihanders are very versatile weapons, and as such, it falls into the number 4 category. All right, guys, I'm about to annoy a lot of you. The top 3 choices were primarily due to how close to the king of weapons they are. There is a reason that our first hunting tool became one of our most used weapons, and that is because they've got range. They've got the ability to be used with defense, in good tactics, anti-cavalry. So many things can be used with these. So the first of our pole arms on the top 10 list is going to be the glaive. Now the reason the glaive is in number 3 is because 1, historically speaking, glaives have the least reach out of the 3 weapons. While it does have a point and can be used for stabbing, glaives are primarily slashing weapons, kind of doing away with the whole point of the fact that spears are really good at range poking. And yes, in the right hands with the right person, a glaive is amazing. However, for the most part, I'm going to have to say that the glaive on this list of weapons cannot reach the top 2. Call me dumb, call me special ed, call me whatever you want, but I'm going to put the lance at number 2. Now, the lance is at number 2. Why? Because, well, most of the time a spear is considered the king of weapons. I mean, it's been on most battlefields. And isn't the lance just a bigger spear? Well, yes. However, mind you, lances are meant to be used on horseback. And I didn't think about the hilarity of that situation until I actually started recording this exact section, because Don is the shortest and the smallest of the sinners, and yet they have a weapon that's supposed to be used off the back of a horse. I get it, I get it. Dawn is a vampire, she's very powerful, she's very strong. It's just the irony of her technically using this giant ass pole vault stick in order to run people through. However, getting back to our argument at hand, the lance has the longest reach out of any weapon in this game. And honestly, it's probably a good thing considering that Dawn is the shortest and least reached character in the game. But yeah. But with the devastation of cavalry charges in medieval Europe and Spain and a few other places, I think Germany was also known for their heavy armored cavalry units at one point. The lance is falling into number 2 as the best weapon in all of Limbus Company. But it falls just short of the actual best, a weapon that was good at not only anti-cavalry, but also anti-armor, anti-sword, anti-go fuck yourself, you lost, I brought my halberds to the damn playing field. Why is halberd the best weapon to use out of the Limbus Company weapons? If it was a standard halberd, it would have a blunt end on one side, the axe end on the other side, and a nice pointy spear tip at the head end of the weapon. However, Sinclair's weapon, for some reason, has 2 pointy ends. Doesn't take away from the fact that it is the best weapon. You can get some nice stab motion with one of the pointy ends. You can get a lot of wind up for the other pointy end, treating it sort of like a 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐿, aka a medieval can opener, with the cans being suits of armor filled with, people meat. The versatility that these weapons can bring to the battlefield, the range that they can give their wielders, it's no small feat that the shortest people, it seems to be in this entire series, have some of the longest weapons. But that's it, guys. That is all 12 of the base weapons in the game ranked and explained. Tell me what you thought in the comments section down below. And if you're feeling generous, why don't you go over and check out, I just started on Twitch and TikTok. The 𝐷𝐷𝐸𝐿DEN channel is growing. So go drop a follow or whatnot from the links down below. And let me know, what weapon would you personally like to go into battle with, no guns, in the Project Moon universe? With that being said, guys, remember, be good to each other. We'll see you in the next video. Peace.